Yeah, can you hear me now? Thanks, great. So yeah, let me share my screen. Yeah, I hope you can see my screen now. Yeah, so firstly, uh, what I'm going to do in this live is we'll talk about VXX and also SPY. Just looking where the direction is going and where we need to put some money and why we need to stay cash a few months from here. I will start with VXX. So explaining about VXX in single video is really tough, but what you can remember is it's all about the volatility. So what actually the volatility means, just remember two things. If people fear that market is falling, most of them jump into option calls puts, right? And if they think the market is going up, they buy calls. So based on the put actions and call options, when they buy, the market's movement will happen. So if people think the market is falling, they get more of puts. So when someone buys puts, the volatility increases, the price action increases fastly. That's the reason VXX will go up. In the same way, if you buy calls predicting that market will go high, the volatility decreases and the VXX will fall. So basic thing, who doesn't have any knowledge about the candles, volatility and everything, if the market falls, VXX will go up, and if market is going up, VXX will go down. So today we want to see why we want to enter VXX at this point. If you see, this one candle is worth of 1 week. I mean, you select the candles here in trading view, and this candle is responsible for 1 week of price action. That means the week has been started here and ended here. For the red candles, the start is at the top because the price is falling. For the green candles, the open or start is at the down and ending is here because the open price is less than the closing price. That's the reason it's green, because the stock growth in that week, right? So over last maybe like 12 weeks, like 2.5 to 3 months, if you see, the VXX is coming to somewhere around 30. If you see this candle, it's like 33, and next week it went till 34. Then it was 32, then 33, then here it was 34, and it's 40. We caught this in these 2 weeks. We had a swing, and currently it's at 30. So what happens is, if you see RSI, RSI is nothing but just an indicator which shows you if the stock is oversold or overbought. Overbought means people think this may still go up, and they keep buying it, so it becomes overbought. When people keep buying a stock and it reaches the overbought level on RSI, which is relative strength index, the stock may fall because it's already overbought. And if people keep on selling it, it's called oversold, and the RSI level is at low. So the oversold level is 30 on RSI, and overbought level is 70. If you see VXX, it's somewhere near 37, right? So the oversold level is 30 and the overbought level is 70. And there is no way it is near to 70, but is somewhat near to 30, and it is oversold from past almost May 2025 and even in Feb 25 too, right? So the thing is, the entry we are taking is on 30, right? If you put a, and for me, I will keep trading VXX, buying it, selling it until it's in this box, right? Because it's doing the same from almost 3 to 4 months. This box, which where 30 is acting like support, and the 40 is somewhere acting as resistance. Why I have drawn a box of this big, but I am saying 40 is acting as resistance? I'll show you something. Let me delete this. Right. So if you see this, this is somewhere in July 24, right? Take a ray. This was the level for our resistance, and the VXX jumped from this level. This was like around 40, and this was 41. So what people usually do is the previous lows will be the current resistance, right? If you see this 40 and 41 level, it rejected twice, and the movement was very fast. How do you know that the movement was fast? Because you just see these lines, but not the bar candles. The bar candles, the above line, how much of the line is, the movement was that fast. It went up till here, but it was unable to maintain that, so it came back. So two reasons: it was rejecting from previous supports, and also many institutions sell at this point because they believe it can be rejected from here. In the same way, we are doing it. Entry somewhere around 30s, right, and sell at 40. So what happens if it goes below 30? This is another case, right? And one more interesting thing, you should understand the concept of moving averages, right? So on my graph, let me zoom it. This red line is 5 MA, right? That means 5 days moving average. This line is 21 days moving average. So the important moving average is 200 days moving average, which on VXX is somewhere on the moon, right? VXX never showed any intentions to reach there. But if you see here, in August 24, it almost went to 89. It was oversold, right? It was overbought here. It was still maintaining this level, 40, right? In the same way, if our entry here at $30, yes, I'm asking you to buy VXX now at $30 per share, and if it drops from here, which can, because if it goes to oversold, right? If it becomes oversold and volatility kind of decreases or increases, it may move, right? So if it really goes to this level, you can actually add more, which can even be 26 or even 22. That depends on how it is moving. So you have an opportunity to buy here, but not full size. You just put like 40% or 50% or what you are feeling to invest, and you put it here, right? And if it goes to over sold level, you add more and you just wait for it to pump up. So the future target level cannot be really defined because it has never shown intention to break this. If SPY really falls, which I will be showing you in next couple of minutes, it may go up, but above 40, it can even go more like 55 or even up till here. But you see, as the price is decreasing gradually, the 200 days moving average is also decreasing, right? At some point, they have to meet, but when we really don't know because it's all about volatility. So right now, the trade area is buy a bunch of shares at 30. If you see them at 40, sell them. $10 per share is really good profit, which is like around 27 to 28%, as the stock price is $30, right? Maybe even 30% if you see 41 or like that. If it goes to 26, just add. But once it goes to 26, just check if it's oversold or not. If it's near to oversold, you can still hold some size, like put more 30% and keep more 30% in cash. If it goes here, then add more 30%, right? And if it's 26 and you see it's oversold, you can put all your size and just wait for it to bounce. This is on VXX. And coming to SPY, right? A completely different story compared to VXX. So basically, if you don't know SPY is nothing but just a group of stocks. Like if you really want to study the US stock market, you can't just open each stock like technical stocks, health sector stocks, and semiconductors and everything, and you can't really predict the market. So what people did is They bought bunch of good companies which are really contributing to the US economy, and they put it in a club and they're calling them it as SPDR, S&P 500, or whatever you wanted to. Usually we call it as SPY SPY. That's a ticker name. So this is a bunch of stocks which are really contributing to the US economy. So, however, the SPY moves, the market is moving that way, right? So, you need not study all the individual stocks in US market. You just study SPY, and you'll understand where the market is going, right? That's a just a small definition of SPY. You can find many videos of SPY in the YouTube or anywhere you can study about it, right? This is daily candle on SPY. If you see here, it's like around 685. Once rejected from 689, it rejected from 685, and today it rejected from 688.85, right, on the daily candle. That means each candle is of 1 day, right? So here, let's go to the bigger picture. This white line is 200 mm. That means the moving average is 200 and the value is that through line. This was in August 24. The SPY was 523 when it bounced from 200 MA. This was in April 2025. It was below 200 MA and it went to 482. From then, we have never really seen signs of SPY coming back to 200 MA. It was on the shortest movement, just on the 5 MA, 21 mm, keeping the same, right? Once it rejected from there, it bounced back. Here, I mean, like it was 2.5, 3 months ago, maybe like one and a half, maybe it was in, yeah, November 20, like 1 month ago, not even 1 month. There it came below 21 MA, then 5 MA it bounced. So what is really happening here is there are several things which can move SPY, right? The first thing in this government from past 1.5, 2 years, it's mainly of news, right? Federal rate cuts and everything. If you see the economic calendar, today's 5th. This is next week. We have FOMC interest rate decision. If the interest rates are cut and if it is favoring somewhere in the chance of people, they keep buying it. They get into the market, and these things move based on algorithms. There are certain algorithms based on keywords or news ideas and interest rates and everything. How FOMC decisions are made, how the speaker uses the words. If he thinks the you know any recession things, all these kind of things. So the news will affect the market, but only in short term. The long term, it's always technicals, and you will always have a buy opportunity. So looking at the SPY thing, right? It's almost at the third touch of resistance, and we have a FOMC decision to make. If they really make a favorable decision, it can go up. Let it go like wherever it wanted to. But if you see over the years, this is from 2018. You have 7 years of SPY graph. It always came back to 200 MA and even lower. 200 MA, May 19, then August 200 MA, 200 MA, below 200 MA. This is the COVID thing. And if you want me to show this, I think this was a crash in 2008 where many people lost money. Yeah. So this was even worse. This was in COVID, and this was in 2022. This was recently, which it went to 483. So there is no way it is going to continue from here without touching this. It may go up maybe 2 months, 3 months, or you even don't know. But that is coming down for sure to touch 200 MA. So that's the reason you buy VXX kind of insurance, right? So whenever SPY falls, VXX will definitely go up, right? Our levels for 30, sell at 40, you can keep some if you want. But on SPY, it's really looking like it's going to come down, but you're not sure because short-term movements are getting affected by market. So what you can do is, if you have good amount of money, suppose if you have like $100, If I were you, I would put like $60 in the buying power, maybe get like $10 of VXX and $10-20 of SPY puts, and remaining long term for remaining 20%. So I would recommend 50% to 60% in your account should be cash. Until when, I really don't know, but I would expect somewhere uh, around this March first week to April first week, you may see SPY coming back to 200 MA. If on the current day, 200 MA value on SPY is 642, which is like $46 from the current value on SPY. If you go somewhere here, if it really comes to 654 or something, that is really fine. But the longer picture, if it really wants to come below 200 MA, expect something around this support, which is 550. That should really not be possible because you see very large buying will happen when it dips. So previously it was at 483. There was a lot of buying happening, and 483 was just for like 15 seconds, and it was in closing trading hours, early morning like 3 4 a.m. And there was a pump. If you see this, it was a big pump, like around from 494 to 551 on a single day, right? So people are really waiting to buy. So you can't really catch the bottom, or you can't really catch the top. What you can do is you can understand the market and wait for it to make the movement. Instead, you forcing the movement by putting the money, right? Small but a beautiful suggestion is put 50 to 60% of cash, some long term, some VXX shares or whichever shares you wanted to. Long term can be options or shares based on where you want to put money. If you are putting long term options which are leads, then you should add into them when market falls. If you are putting shares, you buy shares when the market falls. Why to have an exposure to long term even though if you feel the market is falling? Because you want to trade daily, and if you also wanted to make some opportunity to make money, right? What if market goes to 740? I don't know, it may. So you will have something to trim or take profits without sitting with cash idle, right? What if market falls badly? Your positions will be minus, you still have money to add. Even if it becomes neutral, you still be in profits, right? Yeah. So same thing with PLTR. There are many reasons to play puts. It looks similar to SPY, very similar to SPY, very far from 200 MA. This was the bounce. Initially, we played this put, but it bounced from 150. But if 150 dies, there's no way it's stopping till 80 to 100. It's definitely falling to 100 sooner or later. But I really value PLTR puts. Every time it goes up, buy them, trim at 200 MA or maybe this level 150 to 160. This level is the trim area. It may even go down, but if it breaks 150, it's definitely going to 120 and then $100 per share. That will happen if SPY really supports it in the downward movement, which will come, but maybe slow. My expectation is in first 3 months of 2026, you may see a dip, and fourth month of 2026 should be an opportunity to buy. Okay? That's it for today's session. This is VXX and SPY. Hope this is useful. If you feel this session was useful, please like and thank you.